Welcome friends. On the occasion of World Intellectual Property Rights Day, I am happy to share you how to file your invention for a patent. It is most wanted subject, I understand. So in earlier slide earlier presentation we have covered detail about IP and in general patents. That video was earlier done. This is a disclaimer. Even though the contents were taken all the care to be fact matters and other legal aspects, but institute is not responsible for any of the fallouts. So this is in continuation with the earlier lecture on what inventions are patentable. So that was available in YouTube with the said link listed there. So today we are going to discuss and how one can file a patent if he is already ready with the invention or about to be ready with the invention. So he is almost done some 50% work and ready for invention, ready to file the patent. Right. So in other words, we will be discussing the steps involved in systematic filing of the patent. Okay, till it is filing to the getting awarded. Actually, for anybody to file a patent, he need not be a lawyer. He must be an engineer or scientist. So, need not be. This legal portion will be handled by different set of professionals. So, they are trained professionals. They are called patent agents. Of course, they are also not lawyers. They are also having a degree in science or engineering. But they know thoroughly about the patent office procedures. So, they will ensure that we are complying with the patent office procedures. So, they are called patent agents. Definitely, they are not lawyers. Lawyers only come into picture when it is come to a dispute and an infringement. Your patent is somebody is exploiting without your consent. Then it will go to court, and then patent lawyers are required. Till that time, we don't need any legal or lawyers into the picture. So here it is inventor and the patent agent, right? And the patent agents were not compulsory. So one can file a patent on his own online on the office website. So even patent agent also can be eliminated, provided you have to understand all filing procedures. It is a set of cumbersome procedure, but it is possible. Many people has filed their patent without the help of patent agent. Okay, you are ready with the invention. So what is the first step? When you are ready with the invention, you should see that all inventions are not patentable. So those inventions which are not patentable already listed in the Patent Act 1970 under Section 3 and 4. Section 3 defines various inventions which are not patentable. For example, your invention is contrary to established natural laws. Like say it is violating third law of thermodynamics. Then patent will not be granted because that laws are well established scientific principles. Your invention is against this means probably it is a fake. So then even controller may ask you show the working model. Then you will not be able to demonstrate a working model because it will become a perpetual mission. The second exception under section B is suppose your invention leads to damage to the society, like suppose you come up with an invention. I invented a machine to print fake currency. So that is not allowed. That is not given. Or suppose you say weapons of mass destruction. Suppose I invented a chemical which can kill 1,000 people in 3 seconds. That is also not permitted. So the inventions which are harmful to the society, people, animal, plant, life are not patentable. If it's supposed to create some disturbance in the society also, not allowed. Nuclear inventions pertaining to nuclear science is not patentable per section 4 of the Act. So once you eliminated that these are not falling under direct confrontation with the Patent Act, what is not patentable, then you are safe. Your invention is patentable. Then you eliminated. You have read through the Patent Act various clauses, clause 3A to 3P. So each clause will say that particular invention is patentable or not. So if you will rule out all these within 3A to 3P of the sections, that means your invention is perhaps patentable, not directly confronting or contradicting the what is the Patent Act. And also section 4 is, if it is the invention is not pertinent to nuclear science, then it is patentable, provided it meets the section 3 criteria. So 3 and 4 together, you saw your invention is not falling foul of that rules. Then you are ready with the filing. What is the first step in filing the invention? So you have to approach patent office. It can be a hard copy, or you can also file online with the soft copies. So for that, you have to fill mandatorily in online and offline, both ways. You have to file mandatorily certain forms. Patent office has 32 such forms for various office procedures of patent office. But as a first time filer, we may hardly use 4 or 5 forms only. It is not that all 32 will use. We will use only 4 or 5. The most important form is the form 1. Any invention people has to file in form 1. This form 1 gives all administrative details, like who is the inventor and what is the field of invention. See, it must be, any invention must have a field of science, field of technology. So because patent office organized into 36 different engineering streams, like our college, we have many branches: computer science, electronics, mechanical, civil, like that, biotechnology. So patent office also organized like our college. So many departments are there. So it has to be one of those 36 departments. So when the patent application is filed, it will refer to that particular branch of science where the patent application will be examined. So you must mention what is the field of science in which the invention pertains to. So this form 1, that detail has to be filled. So besides name, who is the inventor, if any patent agent is, what is the patent agent registration number, and what is the fee to be paid. And we will discuss about the fee in the later slides. Fee is not same for all kind of patent applications. It is lower for a natural person or a entity like a small company or startup. We will discuss that later. Then also, it is what type of application. Is it your patent you want to file only in India, or you want other countries also to be filed through this Indian Patent Office? If you want to have an application, patent application filed in India, you have to file, you decided to file in other countries also, because you have a business potential in say US and in Britain or many other countries. You can name in that application, I want to file in those countries also, but of course you have to pay fees for that, and their respective patent office in USA and in UK, they will examine, they will check suitability and grant. Suppose Indian office found it suitable and grant patent, does not binding on the US patent office. So individual countries will examine and grant the patent. So there is nothing like a universal patent. So each country will have to apply. Suppose the patent granted in India is not enforceable in Bangladesh or Sri Lanka, for example. So you have to apply in each country, but a single application can cater to applying to various countries. You have to only mention which are the countries you would like to send this application, and there will be fee has to be paid for each country. So that can be done under 2 methods: convention application or a PC. Convention is a member of so many countries have joined and formed on convention. So members of the country will have some concessions. So we have to confirm a convention application, or there is one patent cooperation treaty. Under that also you can file. Then there is a instead of normal application, there can be sometimes one patent is already filed or already granted, you have further improved on the your invention. Earlier it is having some limitations. Now those you have further worked and improved the limitations. Then you can file a patent of edition. But the life of the whatever filed a patent of edition will be same as the original patent grant. So the first the life of the patent is 20 years. Suppose after 10 years you filed a patent of edition, and suppose it took 2 years to grant, then the rest 8 years only this patent of concurrently is valid with the main patent. Similarly, there is one more concept called divisional patent that will be applicable when any patent application shall have only single inventive concept or related to one single inventive concept. Suppose the controller finds your application is dealing with not one single inventive concept, two or multiple patentable concepts, he may ask you to split the application, then ask you file a divisional application. Okay, so that is a divisional. So in the form 1, you have to mention whether you are filing a normal, ordinary patent application or patent of petition or a divisional. So this is how the form 1 looks like. So we have to mention what is your application name, what is the filing date, what is the amount of fee you paid. So if any patent is it a patent of petition or is it a divisional? So you have to mention all these details. The typical form 1 looks like this. So it is all fields where we can easily fill it. It is all administrative stuff in this. So there is not much technical detail in form 1. Form 1 is a mandatory for filing a patent. Unless you fill the form 1, you cannot file the patent. The second mandatory form is form 2, which is meant for your actual invention details. That is specification. It is called specification. There you will describe your patent. What is our invention? So it will have many sub items. The form 2 will have what is known as first title. The title shall not exceed more than 15 words, so that easy for the searching to prior art and other things. Title. Then it must have a abstract, the content, entire, what is the invention, what is the concept. The whole thing shall be condensed into a paragraph, not usually more than 150 words. So this abstract is very important, because when your application goes for publication, not entire specification will be published. Only the abstract will be published in the patent journal. The patent journal comes out every week. So after nearly 18 months of your application, it will be published. Unless you want it very urgently, if you want it to be urgently processed, you have to file another application called Form 9, expedited processing, expedited publication. So you have to form Form 9 so that publication can happen instead of waiting 18 months, much earlier. Most of the companies now cannot wait 18 months. They do really fill this form number 9, and also some fee has to be paid for that. So form 9 is sometimes used by many companies. Expedited publication. Then once you file the form number 2 with the detail of title, abstract, and description of the invention, and what is the prior art. Before your invention, what problem it is solved. So what is the prior art? So what deficiencies are there in the earlier existing invention. So prior art you will be mentioning, and you will describe your invention, and also you have to give best method of working. That is, suppose you did not give full detail, that means it is not you have disclosed your invention to the government. Insufficient disclosure can be a ground for rejecting the patent. That means, suppose you invented a chemical, say for treating COVID-19. Unless you give what are all the chemicals and what process you have to do to bring out this medicine, completely should. Some other person who is skilled in the art shall be able to make this medicine after your patent term is over. So the public should be able to use your invention after patent period is over. So for that you have to give full details of your invention in the patent application. That is called best method, disclosure, complete disclosure, and best method. That you have to have in the specification. Then lastly, the specification shall end with the claims. Claims means what and all you are claiming. What is your specific feature of the invention you want protection. So this particular feature of the invention, nobody will be allowed to manufacture, sell, import. So such protections will be given for this. So the claim shall be written that this is my invention, this is my inventive feature, I want protection, this is my claim. So, but the claim shall be always linked to what you disclosed. Claim cannot be something which you have not disclosed in the application. So claim shall be related to what you disclosed. This is how the form 2 looks like. The form 2 is meant for filling the specification, abstract, title, and all other details, best method of working. Okay, it will have, of course, that common features like who is the inventor, what is the nationality of the person filing the patent. So these details anyway will be there in few lines. After that, the actual content of the technical content of the specification, that is actual heart and heart of any patent application. Form 1 is the administrative form. Form 2 is giving complete details. There is another form, third form, that is form number 18. But even though publication is automatic, after 18 months it will get published. Whenever you file a patent, it gets automatically published in the patent journal, only abstract portion of it. But people will not, the controller will not touch the application unless you specifically request him to take up for examination. Take up for examination of the patent has to be done before expiry of 48 months from the date of filing. So unless you file a request for examination form 18, it will not be taken up, it will expire. If you after 18 months, after 48 months, so if you have not filed your request for examination, it is deemed that you have lost interest in the patent, and patent office also will not open that application. So it is a compulsory form to grant a patent. People has to request for a request for examination form 18. That is a must. It has to be filed before expiry of 48 months. At this time also you have to pay some fee. When you submit this request for examination, some more fee has to be paid. Once you paid for the application part of it, now after that, suppose you find that it is not worth, that invention is not having any market value or something like that, you can abandon. You need not request for examination. But you say you have a commercial potential, then there are other people likely to copy it, then you will definitely try for a grant of patent. When you want the patent to be granted, you should file this request, the form 18 called request for examination. This is how the form 18 looks like. You have to request them. It normally name, inventor, nationality, all this will be there. Then after that, you have to say, this is my invention dated, so this is my application number. Kindly take up for examination. I paid necessary fee. Like that, it is there. Form 18. So far we covered 3 mandatory forms. Form 1, Form 2. Form 1, 1, 2 are must for filing stage itself. Form 18 is for examination stage. Suppose you don't file Form 18, it will not be taken for examination. No grant can happen. But Form 1 and 2, we have to file during patent filing stage itself. Form 18 can be later. Up to 48 months time is there for filing the Form 18. But for grant of the patent, examination is a must. Examination will not be done unless you request specifically for it. So there are other forms which becomes mandatory, depends on the situation. Suppose you are intended in filing in a foreign country, before or after filing this Indian application, you have to declare in a form 3, declaration and inventorship. Then there is a declaration undertaking, it is called form 3. Then there is another form, declaration, who are all the inventors, you have to declare. This can be done after filing your application, within 6 months, some time will be there. Before that, you have to say who are all the inventors. There you have a chance to add any inventor or who helped in making this invention. Otherwise, later on, he claims, I am the original inventor, I contributed it, I didn't get the name in that. So you can complain to patent office. So you will declare these are all the inventors. So that is in form number 5. Suppose you have not done, later on you have to add, then there is a form 6 to add or mention inventor name in the form. There is one more form. So these are all not mandatory forms, but depend the situation, we may have to use. Then suppose you are doing this patent filing through an agent, patent agent. Then you have to give authorization to the patent agent file on behalf of you. It is filing and also to attend some procedures in the patent office. He is authorized to attend on behalf of you in the patent office procedures. So for that, the authorization is to be given in form number 26, authorizing a patent agent. It's not a mandatory form. If you use a patent agent, this will become a mandatory form. This is how the form 26 looks like. It is nothing but your name, patent, everything will be there. It will also say we appoint this as a patent agent for prosecution. It's called prosecution of the patent in patent office. The procedure is called prosecution. So we are authorizing this particular patent agent whose register number is this. So for to appear on behalf of us in the patent office procedures. So that authorization you are giving to patent agent. For that time, at that time, you have to file this form 26. Then what about drawing? So you will find in many inventions, there are a couple of drawings shown in the invention. Generally, drawing is not compulsory. Generally, mechanical inventions will have some drawings to explain them better. So if drawing is used, we have to have numbers of the parts, but no written material on the drawing itself. You have to explain the description what are those numbers are, but only numbers. It has to be normally produced for a long time storage and a reprographic film or some kind of thing. So, and it has to be mentioned top corner, the inventor name, and the bottom corner, the who is applied for it, that is patent agent normally. So there are some rules how to make the drawing for this. Then in form 2, we earlier explained that we have to give complete specification. What that complete specification means? The complete specification should be having many features like title, abstract, description, so prior art, claims, all this shall be part of your form 2. This is called complete specification. There is one provision to file a provisional specification, means your invention is not complete, but you have an idea how to do it, but not completed. So, in order to protect your invention from falling public, you rush to patent office and you can file a patent with the provisional specification, means incomplete specification. When you file incomplete specification, that is only provisional specification, you cannot put claims. Claims will not be there in a provisional specification. But the provisional specification may declaration, subject matter, description, all will be there. Later on, when you complete and file the complete specification, you have the priority dates fixed based upon the what you disclosed in your provisional specification. Just fee structure. As I told, when you apply for a patent, you have to, along with the submitting form 1 and form 2, you have to pay some fee. Okay. The fee is different for different people. Means for a natural person, some fee, and for a startup, some fee. Other than these two, some other fee. So it depends on the paying capacity of the individual. Government has decided different pay structures. So to encourage startups and small companies, they reduced the fee to almost equal to that natural person. So, but they have to declare that I am a startup under section. So in form 28, they have to give a declaration. Each time they want a fee concession for any activity, they have to keep filing this form 28 for fee concession. Normally, what is a small company? Small company is when they set up that company, factory, building and other things, the investment shall not exceed 5 crores. That is a small company. Startups normally belongs to this category. There are other categories like small, medium, micro, which will have its own limit of investment. Suppose it is micro, it will be less than 25 lakhs only investment limit. If it is a micro, small, then medium enterprise will have limit up to 10 lakhs. That is the total investment to set up this industry. But some mandatory features like fire protection equipment required for industry can be excluded from this cost. This is the typical fee structure. This is what we have to understand. Definitely, this fee structure is given in patent office website, what is known as rules, patent office rules. Okay, patent office rules. In that, there is a table for it in the first schedule. Fees were declared in the first schedule of that rules book. So you have to go to that patent rules book, where it is told in the first schedule what are all the fee structures. It is written. For example, you see here in the first line, natural person and or startup, means natural person and startup will be having same fee. What is the fee? 1600 rupees. On application, you have to only spend 1600 rupees for filing as a natural person or a startup. Suppose it is not a natural person or startup, if it is a small entity, then you need to pay 4000. If it is not a natural person or a natural startup, others, let's say for example big industry or something, they have to file 8000 rupees for filing, initial filing. There are two categories. Suppose you file e-filing, which is more easy to file and no labor work of handling paper, there will be discount. So 1600 only. But suppose you physically want to file, you have to pay 10% more, something 1600 becomes 1750, and that 4000 becomes 4400, and 8000 becomes 8800. So if you choose to file e-filing, it is cheaper than filing a hard copy. Physical filing is a more costlier. That is only for filing. This table gives various rates. The patent application, suppose you have up to 30 pages, this rate applies. Suppose you file a patent which is running more than 30 pages, for each additional page over crossing 30 pages, you have to pay 160 rupees for each additional page. Okay. And also, for each additional claim, up to 10 claims are allowed free. You can put 10 claims in a patent application along with the complete specification. But if you exceed 10 claims, each additional claim will be charged. Okay, some fees for that. This table gives all the fee details. You have to compute this fee as per applicable to you and fill that form along with the fee paid. This is the most important table for calculating the fee. Thank you, and I wish you understood, and this helps in actually coming forward and filing few patents. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.